Hey guys, Frat Guide to Card Game here, and if you can't tell by this crappy paper mouse pad over my normal mouse pad, it is Structure Deck Day. This is the day the new Solomon Great Structure Deck came out in Walmarts all across the nation. I ran down to my local Walmart, almost died in traffic, to get you $30 worth of cardboard. So yeah, this is actually going to be a neat little video because I'm actually going to teach y'all how to assess cards out of certain kinds of things, mostly structure decks. You'll see I have 3, and this will be for a deck profile I will do later. But right now we're just going to go through all the things in one deck. And we're going to assess whether a card's good or not. I'm probably not an expert enough on this, but we'll roll with it. So, the big card on front is Solomon Great Heat Leo. Now, it's pretty, it's shiny, which usually means it's a good card. Let's read its card text and assess it. So it is a Link 3 Fire Cyberse monster. So it's got all that neat Cyberse support. And its effect reads, if this card is Link summoned, you can target one card in your opponent's spell and trap zone, shuffle it into the deck. It's a really good removal option for spells and traps, especially continuous ones, or just things you don't want to activate. Once returned during your main phase, if this card was Link summoned using Solomon Great Heat Leo as a material. Okay, so its name is Solomon Great Heat Leo, but if you use another one to make it, you can target one face-up monster on the field and one in your graveyard. The attack of the first target becomes equal to the other targets until the end of this turn. So, a nice little attack modulation thing, that's pretty good. Or any of these, like, really low. Yeah, so Ballet Links, Solomon Great Ballet Links is 500, Gazelle is 15, Spinny is 1,000. So a lot of these... Yeah, a lot of these other ones are actually pretty small, so that's pretty good. Now, so Heat Leo is obviously a good card. It's apparently the boss monster of the deck, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's how you know it's a good card. But the attack dropping is good. This is probably essential in your Solomon Great decks. That spell and trap removal is actually really neat, which is good if you get into back row heavy decks. You can shuffle like a Sky Striker, what's the continuous spell card? Multi-roll. You can shuffle multi-roll back into the deck. They can't use it. They can definitely search it because they've got like 30 things of search power, but yeah. So Heat Leo is obviously a good card. Let's go for like an obviously bad card so you can tell the difference. So, I didn't make this obvious. A good card is easy to summon, as Heat Leo has 2 fire effect monsters. All Solomon Greats are fire effect monsters, unless there's a normal in there I don't know about. And it gets rid of things, so you can plus off of it. You shuffle that back into you shuffle a spell card back into the deck, and that's good. It has another effect if you use another one as material, and it makes your game easier. This is obviously something, and the fact that it's got Decode Talker style links and like a triangle where it points to these 2 zones and your opponents, that's a really good way to assess a good Link monster. Now, let's go to a bad monster, and I'll tell you why it's bad. Gazelle's really good. It's like the main starter of the deck. We can't use that one. What's something I haven't heard of? No, that's good. I probably should have done a little more research before this, but I'm just going to have to figure it out. A lot of these do just spin things. Crap, this is actually a really good structure deck. Okay, here we go. Nope. There's Ash Blossom. I'm actually kind of sad. All these are pretty good. Okay, here we go. Bad card, Monster Reincarnation. This is... The rest of these on first glance were actually pretty okay. There are probably ones that are better than others, but they're not bad. So Monster Reincarnation. For you kids at home who don't know about this card, you really shouldn't know about this card because it's a worse Monster Reborn. If you've watched the anime, you know what Monster Reborn does. But this card is the retrain after it got banned or limited or whatever. Because Monster Reborn, if you don't know, special summons from your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard, your side of the field, which is busted. This card, Monster Reincarnation, its effect reads, discard 1 card, then target 1 monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. This card is a -1 in card advantage. It's not even a good -1. You're just getting something back from your graveyard. That's recurring a resource and possibly putting something you need in the graveyard from your hand into there. But otherwise, you would rather play Monster Reborn. So yeah, this is a bad card. It doesn't help you in card advantage. It's not good turn 1 for one, because all these Salamangreats, they recycle themselves. Like, what's a good one? Falco. Falco recycles itself wherever it is. Where is it? Falco. Falco recycles itself. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one Salamangreat spell trap in your graveyard and set that target to your side of the field. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target one Salamangreat monster you control except Falco. Return that monster to the hand, and if you do, special summon this card. This literally does the same thing, but just summons itself onto the field, which is way better. So yeah. Now, all the Salamangreat cards in here were actually pretty good, but sometimes structure decks will just have terrible archetype support. I didn't really get a good look at all of these, and I bet a lot of them are better than others, but at least they're all in theme. This just adds things back to your hand with a lot of the things you will be using in here, mostly Falco, Antelope, is that its name? Gazelle, sorry. They'll all be recurring themselves, and you can make your boards over and over, so this is kind of superfluous for the point of the deck. So yeah, -1 doesn't do anything pertinent, and it's not very helpful. You won't be running that in your Salamangreat deck. But there's a lot of other... Oh, okay, here's a good thing to talk about. Backfire. This card is not good. I ran this in like a Uriah deck when I was like 5. Uriah special summons itself by sending continuous traps to the graveyard. But this card's not good, because it's a -1. It's not even a -1. It just takes up a spot that could be given to a better card. This card reads, if a face-up fire monster you control is sent to the graveyard, is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. Get it? Because fire cards burn. Jokes aside, guys, this is not a good card. Life points don't matter. I insinuated this in another video, but life points don't matter. So say you got your Heatleo face up, you've used its effect, you've run over something that was hard to run over, like a Thunder Dragon Titan or something, and then they destroy it, and then you activate this. Boom, activate Backfire. You now take 500 life points. And if it was the anime, you know, there'd be like a big explosion and holographic fire would fly in their faces. But this is real life, most likely. And life points don't matter. Like, your opponent... So, you've reduced their opponent monster's attack points to 0. You've inflicted 2,300 with Heatleo over here. And then they destroy it, and they're like, ha, now you've taken 2,800. You only have... Shit, I'm bad at math. Oh, it's not good. 20, 30... Okay, you only have 5,200 life points left. Ha ha ha. And then they're like, great, I can still activate Strike, Warning. I can basically do anything that costs life points, and you're not any closer to winning. Granted, you only have to do 1,500 life points damage to your opponent now, but it's not good. So Backfire's not good. Heatleo is good. Let's go for a main deck monster that is good, and then we'll get out of here. Alright. Salamangreat Gazelle. It's very shiny, super rare. I now have 3 copies of the super rare, which is awesome, because I bought 3 structure decks. I'll build a deck and I'll do a profile later. But Salamangreat Gazelle, it is a Fire Cyberse effect monster. Wow! Just like the kind of monsters Heatleo needs to be summoned. Ain't that crazy? Its effect reads, if a Salamangreat monster is sent to the graveyard, except Salamangreat Gazelle, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send 1 Salamangreat card from your deck to the graveyard except Gazelle. You can only use each effect of Salamangreat and Gazelle once per turn. Okay, so I mentioned how Falco recycles itself. There's another one in here. I think it's Jack something. It also recycles itself, so this is a great card. And you can spam monsters really good in this deck. So you get like 2 Salamangreats, link summon with them, you got this in your hand. Oh no, I've summoned another monster. And like you made Sunlight Wolf, which is a really good link 2 in this deck. You use that and this to go to the graveyard, and it's just it's an instant resource. Also, when it's summoned, you get to Foolish something. And if you don't already have like Falco or Jackal in there, you can send that and just get another great. So this is both a starter and an extender in one card. It does something when... Or is this just an extender? Yeah, this is just an extender. It's a good extender. Sorry, I get starters confused. So starters, so like the big starter in this deck is Salamangreat Foxy. Salamangreat Foxy has a pod duality effect where you draw 3 and add a Salamangreat card to your hand. This is a great starter card. Gazelle is a great extender card. So like you get Foxy, you somehow get another Salamangreat card. Let's go for this raccoon thing. You link summon into Sunlight Wolf, then you can special summon this from your hand, then Foolish Falco, bounce Gazelle back to your hand or something. And I don't think that special summon. No, each effect is once per turn. Each effect of this is once per turn, so you can't just keep summoning it over and over. That'd be way too busted. But yeah, so Salamangreat Gazelle is a great extender card because you already need to have done stuff to make it work. And Foxy's a good starter card because you just normal summon it and then you excavate the top 3 and pick a Salamangreat card. So yeah, and then you got your Boss Monster and Heat Leo, and then you just don't run these crappy cards because they're crappy and just in there so Konami can get more money out of you. So yeah, really excited about the structure deck. Probably the best card in here is this common Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. I can do a whole video on this girl. Let's make sure y'all can see her. Yeah. I've also got like better versions, but I will be using this just to make people mad at locals, so that's great. This card negates any search or draw or anything. It's really awesome. And that was reprinted in the structure deck. Just this structure deck was really great. And Salamangreats are going to be an awesome deck. I'm really excited to play them in the future. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I've been wrong before. I'm not perfect. Goodness, I'm a frat guy in college. I don't know what I'm doing. But I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you next time.